that we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
God the Father, creator of all things divine, we thank you for allowing us to expand the vision of the world you designed and manifest its beauty through our art. Your creations are the inspiration to our every piece. We offer them to you as a sign of our appreciation for making us stewards of the earth.
We have wronged and disobeyed your creations, Father, and the world you made for us suffers in endless circles and dull grace. Accept our works as an apology. We ask you to send your Holy Spirit to help us restore the beauty and peace you graciously bestow.
May every note in our song touch the hearts of many and bring them to you.
May every dance be a testament to the holy temple, which is our body, which you have molded in your hands.
May every dramatic piece bring joy and inspiration in your name.
May every painting and art piece capture how beautiful the environment is in which you have designed, and may every literary work help create empathy among groups and individuals with you as our guide.
Humble us if we take these gifts for granted. Give us wisdom if we lose motivation and creative energy.
Make us instruments of love as we reflect your words and the deeds of your Son in everything we produce.
That through these, we inspire others and lead them back to you. Amen. Our Lassallean prayer. I will continue, O my God, to do all my action for the love of you. Saint John Baptist de La Salle,
pray for us.
live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Magiliw, kaya sa silangan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lumang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiliw, sa manlulupig, di ka masisi. Sa dagat at mundong sasimoy at sa langit mamahal, manilagang tulad, awit sa panlayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naglilinig. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw na luwal, ating pagsinta mo ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya lamang may mga mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
During these trying times, the arts have been vital in rejuvenating all of our encumbered spirits. It is through the various cultural productions that we vicariously live our lives, which are still being held to some degree by the virus plaguing our world. In this ever-changing time, we would like to purport that art is more important than ever. In today's event, we will witness our young student artists brave the challenges of this new normal context. This is Dikit, an exhibition recital of the Arts and Design Track Unit of the Salle University Integrated School Senior High School Department. This morning, our grade 11 students in the visual and multimedia arts and creative writing streams will showcase their artworks produced in the subject Creative Industries 2. Without further ado, let us get on with today's program. I'm Ron Evangelista, Arts and Design Track Unit faculty, and I will be your host for this momentous occasion. To formally open our program, let us all welcome the Senior High School Arts and Design Track Unit Coordinator, Mr. Engelbert Talunton.
It's almost a year since we kept ourselves in the confines of our homes and turned our rooms as our classrooms, and our computer screens are blackboards. Video conferences, online messaging, and the Animo space became indispensable tools for us to cope the daily grind of online classes. Despite these challenges, the Lasallian education remained committed, determined, and innovative to ensure that quality learning is still achievable despite the new normal that the world is experiencing. Today, as we close the second term of the academic year, our senior high school arts and design track students are testaments to our ability to push in the midst of all the hurdles the pandemic has brought us in the past months. These young Lasallian artists and students of ADT, along with their teachers, curated visual and multimedia artworks and performances that display Lasallian talent and artistry. For this second trimester, our grade 11 ADT presents to you Dikit, an indigenous word for beauty from the Batad Ifugao ethno-linguistic group. Dikit will give us a glimpse of the different outputs of our arts and design track students from their theory and workshop classes, held not in the comforts of the art studio, nor in rehearsal rooms where there are enough space to move, but were created during online classes, innovating and reimagining available resources. Dikit shows us the beauty of creating art, not just for art's sake, but the beauty that reminds us that art is a vital part of our humanity, especially in these times when we are alienated by separation and physical distancing. We hope that you will enjoy the artworks of our ADT students for this second term, which they work on during their online classes. Mula po sa bumubuo ng programa ng Dikit, malugod po namin kayong binabati sa inyong panonood. Mabuhay ang sining!
Thank you so much, Sir Engel, for those encouraging words. We hope that your message permeates into the minds of everyone who is watching, so that we may be able to truly understand the importance of the arts in our everyday life. Please allow us to introduce to you with pride the panel for the multimedia arts for color theory and for business cards respectively, to be facilitated by Mr. Christian Cristobal and Mr. Ryan Ballesteros.
Hello Lasallians, I'm Christian Cristobal and I'm one of the teachers of Creative Industries 2, Multimedia Arts. I'm so excited to showcase the works of our grade 11 students in visual communication. In this course, the students learn the importance of visual communication, specifically in logo design, branding materials, and packaging. The students used Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator in creating their designs. The students were also introduced to different visual communication careers and industries, and they also learned how to gather ideas to come up with an effective design. In visual communication, the students were asked to use their knowledge and understanding of elements and principles of designs, semiotics, and color theory. For their final project, the students were asked to create visual communication materials for their Creative Industries 1 project, which is an online creative industry business. Let's start off with their workshop in color theory. In this workshop, students were able to understand the use of color wheel in determining what colors to use in their design. Students were able to identify the meaning of different colors and their properties. They also learned how to apply their understanding of color harmony in their design. The students will be presenting two designs for this discussion. One design with warm colors and one design with cool colors. Since the students were encouraged to do research about different brands and their identity, we asked them to create poster designs for existing brands. With that, allow me to introduce our students. Thank you for being with us, Jack Camarines, Francesca Caguiat, and John Dean Valente. Hello ADT students, thank you so much for being here. Let me start off by congratulating you and your batchmates for being able to complete this course. Let's start with our first question. For our first question, how did you use warm and cool colors in your design? How did you connect it with the branding and identity of your chosen product or brands? Let's start with Jack.
I used warm and cool colors in my designs to further emphasize the image these brands have. The warm and cool colored backgrounds are there to support and strengthen the public image of these two brands. For Subway, I stuck with their green brand color so that people will associate the brand with freshness and healthy food, even if the product in the poster is a cookie. And for Tabasco, I also chose one of their brand colors to give the aggressive, hot, I don't care what happens to your tongue attitude that they like to associate with their hot sauces.
Thank you for that, Jack. So, for Jack's design, he used green to make sure that it follows the colors of the brand for his cool poster design. So,
for the designs, I used the warm and cool colors according to the use, feel, or identity of the product and the brand itself. With the Chupa Chups, the product was a chocolate orange flavored lollipop. I chose color yellow as the dominating color of the background because warm colors represent energy, excitement, and happiness. And both of those emotions can actually be brought or experienced by the lollipop, which is something sweet, something that can make us happy, especially kids. And yellow is such a bright, attention-grabbing color, which matches the brand and also goes well with the citrus vibe and because of the flavor. It also makes the dark color of the chocolate pop up. For the classic Volkswagen Beetle, on the other hand, I used a cool color which is blue. It gives a sense of calmness, class, and trust, which I guess what Volkswagen offers with a classic Beetle. It looks elegant, but not too flashy. It's also one of the reasons why I did not put other colors besides blue.
thank you so much for that. So, Francesca used colors to express energy and excitement for Chupa Chups, and then used blue for Volkswagen to make it look elegant. Thank you for sharing that, Francesca. How about you, John Dean?
For both of my designs, I used the warm and cool colors for the backgrounds to clearly show the brand's identity. Since Milo and Kit Kat are both well-known brands, it will be easier to recognize the brands on the posters if it included their brand colors. The Milo poster had its product with the same green color, which relates to how the brand wants to present itself, associating the green color with youth, energy, and health. The Kit Kat poster showed a bit of a contrast with the product itself and the red background. Kit Kat associates red with energy and excitement, which is why I chose red for the background to communicate the brand's identity.
Good job on using those colors to highlight or emphasize the features of your product, John Dean. So for our second question, what are the principles of design that you use in your poster, and how did you use color to highlight the brands? Let's start with Jack.
I kept my design simple so that the product is the main thing the people see. For my Subway poster, I used balance and contrast to make the cookie and the text stand out even from a distance. For my Tabasco poster, I also used balance and contrast to keep everything in the Tabasco poster proportionate and the text stand out. For both these designs, I made sure to keep white space in mind. to give the people who are viewing the poster some leeway or breathing space, if you will.
Thank you, Jack. I agree with you. I think it's important to use white space for posters that feature products to make sure that it will stand out. So tell us the principles of design that you use for your poster, Francesca.
Both of the posters didn't have a lot going on with the design because it allows the viewer to really concentrate on the products. Uh, every color used in both posters were just about each of the products. For the Chupa Chups poster, I used balance, unity, movement, and somehow contrast. What you see on the left is almost the same with what you see on the right, and the elements and colors go well together. Like the orange, brown, yellow, and a bit of white did not feel like they were clashing. Contrast is seen in the chocolate from the background, and you can see the movement in how they look like they were falling into the lollipop. For the Volkswagen Beetle, I put emphasis on the product. Since everything is blue, I played with the shadows first of the car so it can stand out, then the background to give some depth.
So Francesca used contrast and emphasis. So how about you, John Dean?
I took a minimalist approach, and the only principles that I used were balance and contrast. For both of the posters, I positioned all the elements in the center to make both sides balanced. As for the contrast, I chose to make the slogans and the text white, which are much brighter than the backgrounds that are green and red. I used color to emphasize their brandings and to express what the brands want to express.
Good job in using balance in your design, John Dean. I think it complemented your goal in your design, which is to make it straight to the point and minimalistic. Thank you so much. Again, thank you ADT students. Thank you for sharing your experience and your creative ideas in this workshop. I'm really impressed with how you applied your learnings in color theory in your designs. I would like to invite you to visit our ADT website that features all the works of our ADT students. Please refer to the link below the video. That's our first workshop panel for this exhibition. For the second part of the event, allow me to introduce Mr. Ryan Ballesteros, one of our multimedia arts faculty. He will present together with the ADT students their business card designs for their workshop output.
Thank you, Sir CC. Good day, everyone. This is Sir Ryan from Multimedia Arts. I present to you some of the best works from my visual communications class. I like to challenge my students by simulating the design processes that usually happens in real life. They will be prepared should they pursue multimedia arts as their career in the future. Being prepared in how the industry will treat you is a big part of an artist's growth. And an artist's growth, for me, is one of the things that we hone in class. So in this exercise, each student is asked to create a branding for themselves or a company that they wish to establish. They are to create an effective business card that would reflect and encapsulate the spirit and identity of their brand. The following are designs by Maxine Velaños, ZMA Ocampo, and Erin Ruth Season. Guys, can you tell me the design processes for this activity? And also, how did the DLSU Arts and Design track help you become a better artist?
So for my business card concept, it's for the company that I created, which is called Pimax. So it is a store that consists of artwork prints, t-shirts, hoodies, pins, and any other art-related content done by yours truly. I've always wanted to create my own t-shirts that showcase the digital arts that I made and I am proud of. And it can be seen through these sample t-shirt mock-ups that I did for this workshop. The design of the t-shirts are my so-called fan arts of BTS, so the logo of the brand is also related to them. I kept the design simple for the business card as I wanted to change it every time there's a new collection that's going to be released from the brand. Hence, the first design is related to the Angel t-shirt, which is the brand's first release. Similarly, for the second collection titled Filter, there will be another design for the business card. So basically, it's not permanent as the brand that I created does not associate itself with any specific color or theme, as it will depend on each of its releases. This workshop helped me grow as an artist in countless different ways that I myself couldn't fathom as there is this barrier since everything is online. We were engaged in many art projects during these past semesters, and it helped me construct invaluable foundations as a creative professional. Although I would say that graphic design has been challenging on my part as I never really tried to learn it professionally. I have just been watching tutorials from YouTube before as it has always been a hobby of mine. So knowing the basics of graphic design by having someone there to help me foster and promote my creative growth and ability to create such artworks has definitely shaped my development as an artist. I'm very grateful to both my teacher, Mr. Ryan, and the university itself for giving me this opportunity to learn so much about the arts and even showcase my work to the public. It has been a wonderful experience so far, and I'm looking forward to further improve myself as a student artist here in Luzon.
For the business card, I decided to only highlight the important information while still putting symbols that would help the audience get an overall feel of what the business is going to be about.
So for this cosmetic brand, I thought of something that would leave a mark. Business card's main purpose is to promote the brand's website and contact details. That is why I added its QR code to give an easy access. In addition, I would like to offer something more useful other than giving an easy access to the brand's details. That being the case, I added drawn lips to the card, which has different shades of lipstick together with a transparent background. This allows agents to suggest a lip color that matches the skin tone of their possible clients, which can be tested through placing the card near the lips. DLSU's Arts and Design track makes sure that there's no students left behind. This is because they begin their lessons from the basics, which helped me a lot. In addition, creative industries teach students not only the lessons that they have to know, but also helpful strategies that may be applied in the upcoming journeys in real life.
Thank you, guys. If you want to check out more of their artworks, kindly visit the DLSU ADT website. The link is now being shown on screen.
Thank you very much, dear students, for the astounding presentations on color theory and business cards. I'm sure that Wes Anderson and even Patrick Bateman would be proud of the colors and cards that you have shown our audience today. Dear guests, please share your enthusiasm online by using the hashtag DLSU-SHS Dikit Term 2 whenever you tweet or post. You may also peruse all of these artworks in the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comment section below. Please check them out. Next up for today's arts exhibition is a script reading from the creative writing stream. Before this, we would like to humbly inform the audience that the script contains sensitive words, but ultimately are integral to the whole artistic value of the work. To introduce this presentation, let us all welcome Mr. Gion Pagdanganan.
Hello, this is Gion Pagdanganan, Arts and Design faculty. I was able to mentor our creative writing students here in DLSU Senior High School. I was impressed by their talents and skills in film script writing. For this term, we were able to collaborate with film practitioners, Ria Limhap, the writer and producer of General Luna, and Jose Javier Reyes, multi-awarded scriptwriter and chairman of Benilde Film. What you'll be seeing later on is an excerpt from In Love with an E-Girl, a script written by my student Charlize Esquivel.
In Love with an E-Girl by Kylie Esquivel.
When the local e-girl's private life starts getting leaked by a stalker, a young man offers to keep her safe when she walks home.
Interior, bedroom, evening. A laptop screen displays a window that's playing a video of Tracy singing her song. The window closes and reveals the progress bar of the video being uploaded. The bar reaches 100% and is replaced by a notification window reading done. Tracy is sitting on the bed. She smiles and shuts the laptop before lying down on her back. Tracy takes her phone out and opens her social media. She types in a text regarding the release of her new song and posts it online. She sighs and rubs her eyes. She scrolls down through the trending page until she reaches a post of a photo displaying her walking out of a restaurant in the public. Tracy's brows furrow. She sits upright and brings the device closer to her face to take a closer look at the photo. She inspects it further to make sure it's her. She clicks on the account profile and scrolls down, finding another image of her. This time, she was walking out of the bookstore near her school. She scrolls down and stops at the next post. Another image of her. She continues to scroll down and stop at each image. She reaches an image of her taken from behind. She's walking down a street 2 blocks away from her own home. Tracy's finger moves to the top right of the screen and taps lightly on the report button. She puts her phone face down on her nightstand and gets up from her bed. Interior, hallway, evening. Tracy walks out of her room with a tense body and picks the landline off the wall. She dials the number to the local police station and waits until someone finally picks up.
Magandang gabi po. Please state your emergency.
Hello, I'd like to report a stalker.
Please state your name and number, and perhaps we can schedule a meeting this week.
No, I'm alright. I just wanted to request for the account to be taken down.
May I ask for the site, account name, and what's on the account?
Tracy looks to the open window that exposes the interiors of her home to the outside world. Her breath hitches.
The account is on Twitter. It's TRXCEY, and there's photos of me on there. I don't want that out.
May I ask your name, miss?
It's Nocente po, sir.
We'll take care of the stalker, Miss Nocente. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Tracy puts the landline back on the wall and walks back to her room, pointedly not looking towards the window. Interior, bedroom, evening. Tracy returns to her bedroom and rushes towards her windows to pull the curtains close. She turns off the light and walks to her bed. She plops down onto the bed, bringing her palms to rub at her eyes as she lets out a shaky sigh. She grabs her phone from the nightstand and turns it on. The screen shows the image of her walking out of a bakery, holding a half-eaten red velvet cupcake in her hand. Exterior, home street, continuous. The camera is panned a distance away from Tracy's house. The street is lit by a single white street light. The foot of a person steps into view from behind the camera. They're pointed to Tracy's house. Cut to black.
Thank you very much for that wonderful script reading. I believe you have tapped into the inner spirits of our viewers as they have felt every single word of that piece. Now let's give our eyes a few minutes of rest so that we can further appreciate the next artworks to be exhibited. We will have a short screen break. Don't go away, and we'll be right back. Dear guests, welcome back to Dikit, the Term-End Exhibition and Recital of the Arts and Design Track Unit of the DLSU Integrated School Senior High School Department. So far, all of the works presented gave us something to be proud of in our student artists. What did you guys think of it? Please post or tweet your thoughts using the hashtag DLSUSHS Dikit Term 2 so that we can pool all of our discussions and analysis. Let us keep the ball rolling with the next set of panel discussions by our multimedia arts stream. To introduce our exhibitors for the MMA packaging and logo, let us all welcome back Mr. Ray Christian Cristobal and Mr. Ryan Ballesteros.
Hi, good day again to everyone. In this exercise, each student is asked to design one of the following: a new design for a book, a redesign of a well-known brand of chips, and a new design for a cosmetic. Each of these clients has their own specifications and preferences. These are designs by Z. Ocampo, Connie Therese Agasani, and Bettina Marie Jonco. So guys, how did you come up with your design? And can you please answer, how did the DLSU Arts and Design track help you grow as an artist?
For the packaging, I took and applied elements from other products coming from the brand in order to maintain its identity, but I gave it a different treatment in order to give it a fresher look. CI2 has helped me grow as an artist because it helped me learn from the challenges I faced, and it helped me step outside my comfort zone as well.
Given that the packaging was for a new product, I needed to remember the identity that the brand already has, along with the client's demands. The packaging was for chips and needed to have a nostalgic vibe to it. After doing research on older packaging and the brand's identity, I was able to create this design. To ensure that it is nostalgic, I had to ask for criticism from other people and if this packaging did remind them of older memories. In this class, an opportunity to simulate the real world was given. Sir Ryan played as a client with certain demands, and that allowed me to have a more open mind in facing challenges and limits in creating design. Also, this class allowed me more experience in the art of graphic design, which enriched my knowledge and helped me improve.
In making a thrilling book design, I came up with the idea to make it look nostalgic, but at the same time modern. So I took inspiration from Junji Ito's cosmic horror illustrations and the Goosebump book covers from the 2000s. And of course, I was widely inspired by our very own Filipino mythical creatures and urban legends. The software that I was using is Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. I was quite limited, however, I was able to make use of what I was given and created an interesting book cover. I was someone who had doubts in becoming an artist before. I was very overwhelmed by the art industry, and it seems like my creative visions won't satisfy anyone. But when I got into the arts and design track, I grew as an artist. I was able to learn about the art industry and apply my creative vision with the different fundamentals and techniques. Creative industries certainly gave me the reassurance and motivation I needed to pursue arts and design as a career. And that, of course, wouldn't have been possible without Sir Ryan teaching us about multimedia arts and also helping us improve our works. So I am really grateful of being in a track with individuals who are very passionate in their artistry and very supportive of young aspiring artists like me.
Thank you guys. If you want to check out more of their artworks, kindly visit the DLSU ADT website. The link is now being shown on screen. Okay? Thank you guys.
For our last Creative Industries 2 Multimedia Arts panel discussion, our students will present their logo designs for their Creative Industries 1 project, which is an online creative industry business concept. Last term, the students were asked to create a CI concept for their final project. To connect it to visual communication and our workshops for this term, we asked the students to review their brands and ask them to design or improve their brand logos. Allow me to introduce our ADT students. We have Kiara Limkaking, who created a logo for Aquadistic, Jermaine Ang, who created a logo for Green Gloves, Chelsea Marian Uy, who created a logo for Pasuyo, and Anka de los Reyes, who created the logo for Lekham. Hello ADT students, thank you so much for being here. Let me start off again by congratulating you and your batchmates for being able to complete this course. So let's start. For our first question, what was your Creative Industries 1 project? And can you explain to us the design of your logo? Let's start with Kiara.
My Creative Industries 1 project was to create a business proposal involving the visual arts. The product we came up with was Aquadistic, an upgraded aquarium with robotic fishes and other assets designed to soothe and relax the user. The basis of this product was on a study showing the calming effect fishes had on mental health. To emphasize the calm feeling we wanted to present, I utilized only 2 shades of blue, a color associated with peace and calm, and additionally, the sea. I also wanted to emphasize the technology used in creating our aquariums, as it's all kind of high-tech, which is why I used the font Nasalization, a free sci-fi font that served its purpose well.
Thank you so much, Kiara. I like that you chose a typeface that matches the branding of your company, which is robotic, and I also like the colors that you used. How about you, Jermaine?
So for me, my final Syndus 1 project was to propose a business called Green Gloves. Green Gloves is a garden kit service aimed to introduce the gardening hobby to people of all ages. The goal was accessibility for every Filipino interested in gardening. With that in mind, I wanted to design a logo that looks friendly and bubbly, which is why I chose a very round font called Fridoka 1. It looks very similar to Mini Stop's font, which was the idea. I used a very round shape to accentuate that friendliness and familiarity I want you to feel while looking at the logo. Different green tones were also used to emphasize that we are a green company promoting green thumbs.
Thank you, Jermaine. So your CI project is really interesting, and I like the choice of colors in your design. So the typeface that you use also made the brand look approachable and friendly. I really like that. How about you, Chelsea?
So for my final Creative Industries project, we created a medical app called Pasuyo. This is a medical service app wherein our main goal collectively is to help lower the risk of people retrieving the COVID-19 virus by letting them receive all the medical help that they need inside their own comfort in a single click. The branding and identity of the brand was translated to the design of the logo by capturing all the necessary features such as the heart, symbolizing an individual, the pulse, symbolizing life, and the arms, symbolizing the care and protection towards their well-being.
Thank you, Chelsea, for using symbols like hands and heart to highlight the brand identity and features. Same as Kiara and Jermaine, your logos follow the principle of logo design, which is scalability and timelessness. For our next logo, design, the next logo design is kind of playful and colorful. Please share the story behind your logo, Anka.
For our Creative Industries 1 final project, we had to create a business concept in the art field, which is how Lick Hub came to be. To put it briefly, Lick Hub is an all-encompassing space for artists of all kinds. The store sells art products sourced locally and merchandise from local independent artists. It offers workshop sessions within store grounds and holds open mic sessions on weekends and holidays. Lick Hub's main goal as a business and brand is to support Filipino artists and manufacturers, and to boost the growth of the art market in the country. I wanted to portray a very fun and playful look in the logo, which is why I revised my initial design, which looked too formal for the idea I had in mind. And since I couldn't find a font that matched what I envisioned, I drew the letters myself. And of course, I chose primary colors to represent the Philippine flag, since Lick Hub is a very Filipino-oriented brand.
Thank you for that, Anka. I think for your design, it's good that you use the colors of our flag to emphasize that you are supporting and promoting the growth of art market here in the Philippines. Good job, Anka. For our second question, what do you think is the highlight or the best feature of your logo design? Are there elements and principles of design that you try to explore during your art production? Explain to us the colors and other elements that you use. Please share also your inspirations when you created your logo design. Let's start again with Kiara.
I think the best feature of the design would be the fish in the queue, as it emphasizes the idea that the brand is about aquariums. It's also minimalistic in style and stands out as the most visual aspect in the logo composed primarily of text. I enjoy logo designs where the text and visual aspects are all mixed, so I wanted to try my hand at that. As I mentioned before, the colors used are associated with feelings of peace and calm, which is the core value of the brand. The bright blue especially helps the fish to stand out, incorporating emphasis into the design. Another principle is balance, as the whole thing fits together evenly like a square to make it feel more stable and convey a sense of stability. I took inspiration for the colors from the diving gears, as the color schemes used have an already built-up association with fishes in the ocean.
Thank you for sharing your best feature. How about you, Jermaine?
For me, the best feature of my logo design has got to be the soil with the plant growing in the middle. The slight curve of the plant makes the flat glove look more lively and exciting. I also intentionally included a shadow behind the glove to hint that the sun is shining on our green glove. Through the use of several different shades of green, I was able to keep the colors interesting and engaging. With the green glove itself having the brightest green, bringing attention to the focal point of the logo. The background color I chose was off-white because it's warmer than your typical white, inviting that feeling of care and warmth. Additionally, many of the shapes used were round because, as I said previously, I wanted the logo to feel friendly and open, reflecting one of the business's goals, which was accessibility. Mini Stop and Blue Apron were big inspirations for designing the logo, because both businesses are convenient and accessible to its users. For example, Blue Apron's logo is simply a blue apron, and I chose Mini Stop in particular because I believe that the round Mini Stop font is very familiar with many Filipinos, and that some of us may look at it with nostalgia or affection.
Good job on exploring the meaning of the typeface that you use, Jermaine. It's good also that you consider the familiarity aspect when it comes to choosing a font. How about you, Chelsea?
Personally, I think the highlight or the best feature of my logo is its simplicity and minimalist design. I made use of negative space to my advantage to further implicate simplicity to the logo. I also used the contrasting element and negative space. I also used the contrasting element to make it stand out and easily noticeable. During the process of making this logo, I wanted the consumers of this app to be eased, hence only using 2 colors and a very simple font. I wanted the color I used heavily was blue, since it was associated with credibility and trust, which our brand stands for. It is also a color that is mostly associated with healthcare services. As for the font, I used DIN Condense for its formal yet plain look. And for my inspiration, there's no specific design that comes to mind, but rather a compilation of different designs I found on the internet.
I believe that you also followed the principle of logo design that focuses on simplicity and timelessness. As mentioned in our workshop discussion, it is important that in creating a logo, we want to make it simple and timeless because our aim is to use it for a long time. How about you, Anka? What are the best features of your logo?
Personally, I think I pulled off the playful look I envisioned, and I love the way my logo turned out. The use of primary colors accomplished both representing the country and the process of visual art making, since the primary colors are the starting point for all other colors. I drew inspiration from the It's More Fun in the Philippines logo as a starting point. Then I revised my initial design to achieve a much more fun look. I also drew inspiration from one of my favorite digital artists, Isadora Zeffirino, since her work incorporates a lot of movement, which I applied by offsetting the letters in my logo. I explored the use of elements and principles of design such as color, lines, movement, and balance.
At Anka, actually both design studies are playful. I really feel that the highlights also it highlights also the features of your creative industry business. And it's good also that you applied your learnings in color theory in this logo. I would agree with you that the movement in your second design made the logo highlight the fun aspect or the fun features in your brand. Thank you so much, ADT students. Thank you for sharing your experience and your creative ideas in this workshop. I'm really impressed with how you incorporated your learnings in branding and identity and color theory to come up with a very impressive logo. That was our last workshop panel for Creative Industry 2, Multimedia Arts. Thank you so much for allowing us to present the workshop outputs of our ADT students. Again, I would like to invite you to visit our ADT website that features all the works of our Arts and Design track students. Please refer to the link below the video.
Thank you very much, dear presenters, for the outstanding panels on multimedia arts. You may also peruse all of these artworks in the Arts and Design track website, which is listed in the comments section below. At this point in time, let us welcome Ms. El Dumalao to present to us the highlights of the student activities and achievements in the visual arts during this term. We hope you enjoyed this one.
Thank you, Sir Ron. Good day, everyone. In our visual arts class, we do differentiated activities that allow each of the students to explore their differences as artists, discover unconventional materials for art making, and continually understand their artistic style. The students are directed and guided to their chosen path and preferred art medium in reaching the curriculum's goal. For this term, the students learn the different concepts in traditional and mixed media painting. They explored its three categories: figurative or representational, abstract, and non representational or non objective painting. These categories allow the students to progress with their conceptualization and art production. In this video, you will see the students exploring materials techniques, elements, and art principles. Some paintings were even created along with performances, spontaneous movement, and their chosen music while doing their non representational painting. For the figurative, representational, and abstract painting, the students visually represented their chosen contemporary social issue as their theme. And for their featured painting, we provided them an open themed mixed media activity to show their own style, innovation, and creative ideas. We are honored to present to you our students' journey in the visual arts class.
What I really like about visual arts class is that we got to paint. And I really like painting. But what's really great about this is that we were given prompts or categories for our paintings, like non-representational or representational art. And we were told to paint using our own ideas and our own imagination. And I felt like I was creating something truly original that was entirely by me, not just told to copy something and make something that everyone else would paint in the same way. I felt like I was really having fun. And to top it all off, we were allowed to ask questions to our teachers, so I felt like I was on track while doing this whole project thing. So overall, I had a really great time with visual arts.
The amount of hours I spent per painting was probably more than what a normal person would have done, because I was individually pasting like certain tiny items such as like straws and CDs on my canvases. But in the end, the outputs that I was able to create really made the experience very worth it, because it made me realize that I was doing something that I probably normally wouldn't have done. I was using materials and I was going out of my way to try to make my paintings different and trying to find ways to incorporate certain materials into my artwork. So for that, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It was also a platform for me to express myself in my paintings. It was a platform for me to put my emotions in my artworks, and that's something that I really wanted to do as an artist.
Seeing your ideas take form in front of you is really the best part of the creative process. Before, I would usually rely on the internet and mostly YouTube to learn how to draw, paint, edit, and other stuff. So, experiencing art classes is really refreshing. I get to meet teachers who are friendly and approachable, and I get to see my classmates' works as well. So, this kind of environment pushes me to improve on my skills, and I'm more excited on what progress I could accomplish.
I'm sure all of us will be happy to create more of those highlights as we progress along this school year. The artistic qualities of that particular video certainly lit up the screen. It truly exemplifies what the visual arts are all about. And to cap off our successful online exhibit, let us all welcome our dearest integrated school principal, Mr. Raymond Indriga, for his closing remarks.
Good day, my dear LaSallians. George Bernard Shaw, a great playwright and a Nobel Prize winner for literature, once said that without art, the crudeness of reality would make this world unbearable. I believe that this is true. The arts, regardless of its medium, gives life and color and meaning to our existence. It makes things lighter and makes us relate to things easily. It captures thoughts, emotions, our culture, our lives. I believe that in this time when people are stressed and the world is filled with so much anxiety, we need more artists to emerge. We need to let that creativity out in each and every one of us so we may continue to inspire and help spread the message of hope and positivity. While it is a fact that not all can be artists, I am just happy and proud that we have set of students each year to help hone their skills to become better, if not the best artists of the future. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers of Manis and Dikit. Despite the pandemic, you were able to push through with your objectives to impart to our students what they need to learn. Your efforts have not been in vain. You were able to produce students who did not only show great standards in their works, but with values that anchor them to their faith and to their dreams. Of course, allow me to congratulate as well our grade 11 and grade 12 artists for hanging on, trusting your teachers, and continuously believing in yourselves. With what I have seen today, my heart tells me that your future will be brighter and more colorful than expected. Your outputs are unremarkably impressive. Again, congratulations. Continue to shoot your arrows, my dear arts and design LaSallians. Continue achieving your dreams and continue to make this world a better and brighter world to live in. Animo LaSalle.
Thank you very much, Sir Mon, for those encouraging words to all of our viewers and guests as they continue to thrive and face new challenges this 2021. Dear guests, we would also like to invite you this afternoon to the Dikit recital of the Grade 11 Arts and Design Track Unit Performing Arts Strand. We would love to see you there and in all of our future art events. To know more about the Arts and Design Track program in DLSU-IS Senior High School and updates on our upcoming activities and events, including all of the artworks you have seen in this exhibit, please check out the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comments section below. May I also remind everyone to answer the evaluation form that can be found in the comments section as well, so that we may be able to further improve our succeeding exhibits. Thank you very much, dear guests, for joining us in this creative sphere of young artists striving to create pieces in these trying times. Let us all together sing our alma mater hymn.
Hail, hail, alma mater, hail to DLSU. We'll hold your banner high and bright, a shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail, hail, alma mater, hail to DLSU. We'll hold your banner high and bright, a shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail to thee,